Alright, I watched Terminator 1 and 2 last night, first time. I'm trying a different format this time, because I recorded like 2 other videos talking about movies, and then I watched them back, and they were just so unfocused, and I said the word like, damn near every 5 seconds. It was actually unlistenable. I was in there like, and then like, he was like, then like dead ass, at one point I would say a word, then I'd say like, then I'd say another word, then I'd say like. It was actually unlistenable. So I tried to edit around it, and I was like, you know what, just scrap it. The goal here is not to say like, and also I took the damn notes here, so we'll see how it goes. Anyways, Terminator 1 and 2, starting with Terminator 1. I know I'm like fucking 40, how old are these movies? Like 40 years late to them? 50 years late to these goddamn movies. So everybody already knows. Like, this is one of the most classic damn movies of all time, but I'm still gonna say what I thought about them, because hot take, they're pretty good. One of them was significantly more than the other one. That was 2. I absolutely loved 2. 1 was still good though. For me, what's like really important in films is cinematography and soundtrack. Like, you could have a nothing film plot wise, but if I'm seeing something visually and audibly amazing that fits into what I like to see, my favorite vibes are like cyberpunk vibe with, you know, nighttime. They got the lights with the filter on them, so like they shine really bright. You know, when you get the shot sometimes, and they had the shot in the movie where like the car, I said like, fuck. Anyways, where the cars are driving by and you see the street lights blaring at you, and all the car lights are like blaring at you, and they're really overblown. I love that shit. They did that in this movie. So immediately the movie starts and I'm like, holy shit, these vibes are amazing. The camera shots, the lighting, the soundtrack, it's super cyberpunkish in the way that I like, even though it's not a movie that takes place in the future. You know, there's futuristic shit going on. The future is coming to the past, basically. So immediately start with these amazing vibes, and there's a fire chase scene where you see obviously the Terminator fucking spawns in doing his iconic shit, and then I knew nothing about the plot in this movie. I low-key thought Terminator was like, I didn't think he was a good guy, but I thought he was like an anti-hero. You know, he was definitely the villain in this movie. And the hero of the movie is this motherfucker who 2 guys got sent into the past at the same time to try and kill the same woman to fuck some shit up in the future. Terminator's there to kill this woman, and this other guy, Reese, is there to protect her. So Terminator, like, aura farms in there. He just like spawns, no clothes, kneeling on the ground. Other guy, Reese, gets like thrown into the world. He's like completely naked. It's bad. And then immediately there's a chase scene, and you're seeing all these colors, all the vibes are right, you know what I'm saying, the atmosphere. It's a fire chase scene. He has no shoes on, and you could hear his feet just like pitter-pattering against the bare floor, and it added suspense. I thought it was a really good decision, just having it, you hear his bare feet against the floor. And so, amazing way to start the movie with that. And then you go forward some more, and I was like, what's the CGI gonna look like in this movie? Because it's so damn old. For the most part, 80%, it's amazing, honestly, because it's mostly practical effects. I assume, like, there's a scene right towards the beginning, a flashback, or I guess a flash to the future, where Reese is like fighting this big-ass robot, and this robot looks incredible. It is an amazing-looking robot. But I was noticing the movie kind of moves slow, which is surprising considering how mainstream it is. Like, it was kind of like a plot nothing movie. I wrote here in the damn note, no plot, just aura. Which, yeah, the first movie really, not the whole plot is just like, you're trying to escape the Terminator. Reese is trying to stop the Terminator from killing Sarah, because Sarah is important to the future. So they were both sent back in time, one to protect her, one to kill her. And honestly, what this movie did, which I've never seen any movie do, because I don't watch a lot of horror movies. This movie's not a horror movie, but it definitely takes like inspiration in a way. What I've never seen any movie do, but I have seen a game do it. And I was thinking about it, and it's so clear that Resident Evil 3, to me, I might be wrong, takes crazy influence from this movie. You have this like unkillable beast who's hunting you down the whole movie, and as the movie goes on, just like in the game, he gets more and more like deteriorated until the final form of him is this like disgusting amalgamation. You know, final form of of Mr. X in Resident Evil 3 is like disgusting. Final form of Terminator isn't even a human anymore at the end of the movie. He's just like an endoskeleton. So yeah, and even character-wise, Jill is kind of like Sarah in a way. She's getting hunted down by this big guy. That's where the similarities end, honestly. In a way, Reese is kind of similar to Carlos too, though, because he's like the guy who's in the know. Like, Carlos knows what's going on because he's like in the task force. He's part of that. Reese is part of the task force. He knows what's going on. He's trying to protect Sarah, trying to protect Jill, whatever. Kind of similar character-wise. You know, I doubt they actually like copy the characters, but they definitely took influence from the Terminator when they made Professor X. Mr. X, I mean. There's a lot of stupid movie things in this movie, which, you know, it's the damn Terminator. I kind of expected it, but there's scenes towards the middle where Sarah's doubting Reese. Reese is telling her, like, I'm from the future, you know, we got to stop this robot, he's after you. And she doesn't believe him. Like we didn't get chased by this damn robot for the past 20 minutes. How can you not believe him? You saw this damn robot chase you. You saw him eat like shotgun blast to the chest, get up after car crashes. How do you not believe this guy? Like, actually, how? And then they kind of try and justify it because the police are kind of gaslighting her, not intentionally, but like they're like, look, if he just wore a protective vest, he could have ate those shotgun blasts. And you know, if he was on PCP, he would be really strong. He would get up after a car crash, blah, blah, blah. So they kind of justify it towards the end, which ain't that bad. Reese is the perfect sleazy, cyberpunkish character, you know what I mean? He's got the damn trench coat on. He's like greased up, hair slicked back, real like grimy looking guy. That's the exact type of cyberpunk futuristic character that I love. So they kind of did him perfectly for me. He fits all like my niches in terms of the type of characterization of characters that I love. I love this type of character, this trope. Yeah, there's not much to say because the movie is really just like they're trying to escape the Terminator and deal damage in the process. I will say it was really cool seeing the Terminator like slowly deteriorate. That's the best part of the film, just seeing how he starts so strong and then he's slowly taking damage that he can't repair. Like eventually he has to tear out his eye. There's a couple scenes. He wears glasses because one of his eyes came off and it revealed like the robot interior, and holy shit, the makeup looked awful in those scenes. Like, I'm shocked that they decided to spend so much time showing his face. Like, they could have tried to cut around it, you know, or not fully shown him, but they fully showed his front of his face with this terrible makeup. It was so clearly not Arnold. But I mean, that's the worst practical effect CGI moment in the whole movie for me. Even when you get to the end and he's just an endoskeleton at that point and he's chasing them and it looks like shit, it still doesn't look as bad as that makeup to me. Because when they do that, they try and frame it in a way where you can't tell what's going on, really. Except that one point, like, he's chasing him down the hall, and that's, like, right when they're closing the door on him right in time. That scene looked terrible. But it actually was suspenseful. Like, I was like, oh, shit, he's gonna get to the door. One thing I did notice about this movie is, for some reason, the stakes just felt so low, because every single character was meaningless, basically, other than the three main characters. Everybody else, other than the three main characters, is just gonna die, and I knew they were gonna die. Everybody dies. The world feels so fake. It's like everything is centered on these three characters only. The world around them is just feels not real, and that takes away from the movie a lot for me, because everybody's dying. Like, people are just like there to die for, I don't know, movie entertainment. I think the plot kind of fell off a cliff a little bit. The plot wasn't great the whole movie, but it wasn't bad at all. It was just like, it was fine. It was like a 6 out of 10 plot. But there's a scene where he confesses his love for her, and then they have the sex scene. That just felt so out of nowhere to me, and so weird. He's out of nowhere. He's like, I've actually been gooning to this photo of you my whole life that your son gave me in the future, and I've loved you, and I actually came here for you, not for the Terminator. Like, okay, man. Really? Really? What? Why? You did not come here only for her, man. Because you fell in love with this one photo of her? Come on, dude. I don't know. I didn't really like that part, but it is what it is. Anyway, so we're towards the end of the movie. They're running away from the Terminator. I wrote in this note, 'cause I think it's pretty funny. So there's a scene where they're chasing him, and then they align him basically where he's like in a truck, an oil rig, and they blow it up, and he's like, you see him fully burnt on the ground. He's not getting up. And I wrote, would have been awesome to see him get up again from the fire as a completely deteriorated robot. Now no human left, but I doubt they could pull that off back then, so I could forgive it. And I was saying, because you see him slowly deteriorate, and I was like, man, if they took it one step further and just showed him get out of the fire as a fucking no human, just a damn robot, like only the metal, that would be so cool, just to like fully evolve this idea that they had the whole movie. Like I said, best part of the movie is just seeing him constantly chasing after them and getting more and more deteriorated. And the next note I wrote, no fucking way. Because he got up. I really didn't think he was going to get up, and then he got up. And he was exactly what I wanted. He was just a skeleton. I was like, oh, I just wrote no fucking way, because I was shocked. It was amazing. The whole end there, and then he chases them down, and it looks like shit, kind of. They try and edit around it so it doesn't look as bad, and they do a good job. But sometimes, sometimes you gotta show the full robot chasing them down, and that's when it looks really bad. But I could forgive it. It's like 1970 something, I think, right? Yeah, Reese ends up dying, protecting her, blah, blah, blah. Movie ends. She survives, crushes the damn Terminator in a hydraulic press, and then it ends and she's in Mexico. Why was she in Mexico? It was just like a weird part of the movie. Okay. But whatever. That was just the last bit. Overall, pretty fun movie to turn your brain off to. Pretty campy at times, and the dialogue is not the best. They just don't talk like humans. There's a lot of the stupid movie things where, like, you're watching, you're like, nobody would do this shit in real life, or nobody would say this. Just has to happen for the plot to advance. All movies do that, some to varying degrees. This one really did it, but it's the damn Terminator. Like I said, it's pretty campy. It's a movie from the 70s, but visually, soundtrack-wise, the lighting, it's amazing. The chase sequences are amazing. You feel this presence the whole movie that the Terminator is. I love seeing him get deteriorated. It's about an 8 out of 10 movie, like a light 8 out of 10. If you watch it just for the vibes and the Terminator himself, you're gonna be in for a treat, man. It's just, the plot isn't the best, the dialogue isn't the best, is what it is. So yeah, Terminator Run, I enjoyed it. Light 8. So I went into Terminator 2 and I was seeing these comments. I didn't read much about either of these movies before watching them. All I knew is the iconic shit, I'll be back, that shit. And by the way, when he said I'll be back, I was like, in the first movie, I was like, oh, I'll be back. You just said it to this random cop in the damn station. And then he comes back with the damn car and crashes it in the station. I was like, okay, that's why it's iconic. I was like, man, this iconic scene just came from this normal dialogue. But no, he came back with the damn car. But anyways, so I didn't see much about either of those movies. But then before I watched 2, because I was debating, I was like, do I want to watch them both back to back? I searched it up and people were glazing the shit out of this movie. People were like, this movie is the greatest action movie of all time. By far, James Cameron's best movie. It's amazing. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And I was not let down, I will say. Unfortunately, I did have to watch the director's cut because I couldn't find the normal 2 hour and 17 moment version of the movie anywhere. I could only find the 2 hour and 30 minute director's cut, which is fine. It added like a couple things, which I'm sure it was still fine. 15 minutes of extra scenes isn't going to ruin the movie. I still loved it. But I did see people say the director's cut introduces some pacing issues. And when I finished the movie, I did have some issues with the pacing. That was my only complaint. So that actually might be why. So maybe the theatrical cut is better than what I saw. But movie starts and visually, immediately, it's way better. You start with this fight on another planet. They're fighting the Terminators in the future. It looks amazing. All these, it actually looks amazing considering when it came out. Combat is also immediately better. You start, Arnold spawns in, same way he does in the last movie, on the floor, no clothes, in the crouch down position, and they show a fight right at the beginning. And there was no real fights in the first movie. This was like some hand-to-hand bullshit. And I was watching it, and I was thinking, yeah, this is amazing. It didn't even hit me. The last movie didn't really have any fight scenes. It was just like shotguns and shit. And by the way, using shotguns as the primary gun in both these movies is such a great choice. That shit's amazing. But Arnold, I noticed immediately he's not just cartoonishly killing everybody this time. He's still a Terminator at this point in the movie. Like, later on, he gets influenced to be more human in this movie. But at this point, he's still the Terminator. But he's not just cartoonishly killing everybody off, because I think they realized the first movie, the world just feels so fake, and all the characters just feel so fake. The only characters that feel important are the 3 main characters in the one. Like, the whole movie revolves around them. The whole world is just about them. Nothing else matters. So seeing Arnold not cartoonishly kill everybody, and these people actually like somewhat put up a fight and have their own ideas, and this is all in the first bar scene, like right when Arnold first spawns in. It was great because immediately I was thinking, oh, okay, we're actually gonna have a real world in this movie that feels lived in, and that is what they did in this movie. My biggest complaint with the first movie is that the world feels fake. I could forgive bad dialogue, I could forgive okay plot because I wasn't there for that, but the world feeling so fake did take away from the movie in the first one the most for me. And in this one they immediately fixed that, and they continued to fix it throughout the movie, so I immediately appreciated that. I wrote, I'm just reading these notes. The next thing I wrote was, holy fuck, aura immediately. Yeah, what can I say? Arnold putting on the all black leather. It's like, I was watching that movie, I was like, shit, I might have to start wearing all black leather. That shit's so cool, man, with the sunglasses. Anyway, so same way as the last movie, you get two time travelers come back to the past, one to kill somebody, one to protect. The last movie was Arnold trying to kill somebody, Reese was trying to protect Sarah. In this movie, Arnold's come back to the past, and it starts the same. So I'm just thinking, okay, same plot, Arnold's here to kill somebody else again. They show another guy spawning in as well from the past, and I'm seeing him, and I'm thinking, this is the time traveler here to protect her. I wrote, this time traveler wishes he had half the aura Reese had. Yeah, he doesn't have the same sleazebag, cyberpunk, futuristic aura that Reese had in the beginning, for sure. And I was thinking, man, if this is the main character, Reese is gonna be kind of dry, man. Reese was way better than this. So you cut to see Sarah in the prison. She's in the mental ward. All this mental. I think the first hour of this movie is actually perfection in terms of an action movie. It's perfect. My only complaint is these cuts to the psych ward get a little much at times. There's too many. Towards the end of the psych ward section, when she's escaping, it's amazing. But you're basically you keep cutting to her in the psych ward, and I feel like a lot of it was unnecessary. It's just these psychiatrists treating her like shit, it's taking advantage of her, not knowing how to. They don't believe her, obviously. They think she's insane, as anybody would, but they're also pieces of shit. Because she's saying, oh, there's a Terminator who's after me, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to save the world. The world's going to end if you don't let me protect my son. So now I have to actually introduce the next part of the plot from the first movie and the second movie, which is the reason why they had to protect Sarah in the first movie is because she gives birth to a son who ends up being a military leader when the world gets blown up and AI takes over in the future. Her son is pivotal to humans' survival. That's why they needed to protect her in the first movie. That's why the Terminator was trying to kill her, so her son was never born. And this one, the Terminator's just going straight for her son. You're seeing the Terminator, he's trying to find his son now because she's in the psych ward. They're not going after her. So this time traveler from the future and Arnold are both gunning for her son. And I'm thinking, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, okay, Arnold's going to kill her. This guy is going to protect her. He's dressed up as a cop. This guy immediately, this time traveler, the Reese replacement, I was thinking, yeah, I like the Reese a lot more because he is that cyberpunk type character with, fucking trench coat and slick back hair and all that I love. But this guy seems to be smarter about it, more professional, just by how calm and collected he was. He didn't get fucking shot out the sky naked and roll on the streets like Reese did and immediately get chased by the cops. He came down, he put on a cop uniform, he was thinking smartly. And I was thinking, this could be good, seeing this type of character. But I wasn't ready. And I'm so glad the movie did this, because I think it's genius. I knew nothing about this movie other than the damn thumbs up scene at the end. So I knew he dies. I think everybody knows he dies because of that. But it's genius that they swapped the roles. In this movie, Arnold was sent back. He's a Terminator, but he's sent back to protect him. And the other guy, the other time traveler, is also a Terminator, but he's a model T-1000. So he's the more advanced model, and he's there to kill this kid. As we start to move away from the psych ward scenes, which are the weakest part of the first hour for me, that first hour, like I said, is perfect. You see these two Terminators gunning towards him, and you get to this point in the hallway where the kid's in the hallway between the two of them, and then this is when it's clear that Arnold is on trying to protect the kid this time, because he says, get down, shoots multiple blasts at the other guy, and the other guy revealed himself to be a Terminator because he just eats the blast and keeps going. And what makes the first hour of this movie so perfect is just how incredible of a villain T-1000 is. Genuinely, the perfect villain. He's so menacing. His facial expression, he feels so robotic. The actor put on such an incredible performance of some kind of robotic creature. He doesn't just feel like a robot. Like Arnold feels very robotic, but he feels stiff. He's like a stiff robot who doesn't comprehend emotion. This guy, he's more unnerving because he's a robot who knows a little bit more about humans. The Arnold is a robot, but he doesn't try and act human in the first movie at all. He's very clearly a robot. In this movie, this T-1000 tries to act human, so it makes it so unnerving every time he's on screen. And the whole first hour is just like chases of Arnold trying to protect the kid. They're riding freaking on the motorcycle. Arnold's freaking reloading his shotgun by doing a full spin with it. It's so badass. And this guy, the T-1000 model, is chasing him down in cars, but he's also running a lot, which I thought it was going to be kind of weird, but every time he's running, it's so goddamn menacing because he just keeps a completely straight face the whole time he's running. No panting, no nothing. The music, the OST is adding to this build-up. It's like metal clanging with every step. It's amazing. The first hour is genuinely amazing. Just perfection of aura farming, of badassery, of action sequences, of menacing chase sequences. Like the villain actually felt like a threat. Yeah, perfection. First hour, perfection. But I think it does. Problem with the movie for me, it was 2 hours and a half, because like I said, director's cut. The first hour and the last half hour were incredible. It kind of lost its footing for me in the middle hour. Before the middle hour, you know, she breaks out the psych ward, and that scene was amazing. I feel like James Cameron knew exactly what everybody wanted to see the whole time throughout this whole movie. I was sitting there thinking, I hope when she breaks out of this, all these damn corrupt psych workers get what they have coming to them. And yeah, she breaks out and beats the shit out of everybody there, you know, makes fools out of them. She proves that she was right the whole time and they were being stupid because the Terminator's there right in front of them. It's great. There's a scene later on where Arnold gets access to like every goddamn gun in the book, and I was just thinking, yeah, this is what everybody wants to see. I want to see Arnold just killing people, shooting all these guys with these crazy artillery. There's like another scene in the movie where the kid's telling Arnold, you can't just kill people, you can't just kill people. And I'm thinking, man, I really hope this isn't like a plot point important to the movie where he stops killing and he tries to be more merciful. And that did happen, but what he does instead is he just shoots people in the freaking legs. So the next scene is Arnold, he goes up to a guy and he just shoots the guy like 3 times in the legs, and the kid's like, what the hell? Arnold's like, I didn't kill him. That was perfect. I was thinking, this is exactly what I wanted. They know what you want to see and they show it to you, basically, which I really appreciated. Anyway, so you got the middle hour, which I'm just gonna go not talk about too much, because I think the best part of this villain is when you have the 2 Terminators on screen, because T-1000 is the perfect villain and Arnold is, you know, just such a badass. And genuinely, for the whole middle hour of the movie, you watch an hour, movie's 2 hours and a half. First hour and the half hour are great. The middle hour, T-1000 is actually not in them at all. He's not there at all. I don't know what the hell, they just got rid of him. He's just like the best part of this damn film, and he's not there. So that immediately brought it down for me in the middle. And there's just a lot of talking, a lot of shit I don't really care about going on, but they did have to advance the plot. They try and hunt down the guy who built the AIs to just stop the war from happening in the first place. They eventually find him. He takes them to the lab so that they can destroy all of his work, blah blah blah. I think what makes these both 1 and 2 so good and unique is just this constant presence that you have looming over you, this unkillable machine that you can never escape, but they somehow managed to escape him for a whole hour in the middle of this movie. It just took a lot away from me. That's my one complaint with this film. If they just had him still be a constant presence towards that middle hour, I would have had no problems with them doing a lot more talking and a lot more, you know, just plot advancement. Just show that he's still there. But instead, he just got discarded for an hour. And I was thinking, it could be because I watched the director's cut. People were saying there's going to be more pacing issues, which I feel like this is what this is. It's a pacing issue. But at the same time, didn't the director's cut only add like 15 to 20 minutes of footage? And I feel like some of that was towards the beginning and some of that was towards the end. It wasn't all in the middle hour. So I think this is just how the movie was. It was like a betrayal of what this movie is as a whole, in a way. Both these movies, what they do so well, what they do uniquely, is that you have a looming presence always there, and then he's gone for an hour. Anyway, skip to the end of the movie and you're at the final chase with T-1000. He gets frozen. This is when the movie picks up again, last half an hour. He gets frozen and shattered, and there's still 20 minutes left. And I wrote, T-1000 is dead, and there's still 20 minutes left. Next thing I read, no shot, because he fucking gets back up, which is crazy. I love that they show these scenes where you think for sure, in both 1 and 2, you're watching it, you're like, he's dead. 100% he's dead this time. And then they always get back up, more fucked up than before. It's great. So this chasing continues on. They're running through the laboratory. Arnold is like completely fucked at this point. T-1000's been shattered. He's glitching all over the place. The chasing progresses. He beats Arnold. Blah blah blah. The suspense. Arnold gets back up and he shoots him down into the lava there at the end. First of all, T-1000, perfect villain. I kept writing this in the notes because it's just true. There's like a point where it looks like Sarah and the kid are about to defeat T-1000 while Arnold is down, because they almost knock him in the lava. They shoot him like 5 times with a shotgun, and each time he gets knocked back a little more. Each time he gets knocked back a little more until he's right at the edge, and then they run out of shots. And he just recovers immediately, looks up at them, and like wags his finger. Perfect. The fact that he's semi-human is what makes it all the more unnerving. Arnold in the first movie is just pure machine. He doesn't have any thoughts, really. T-1000, he's semi-human, or he's at least trying to act human, so he could be taunting. He could be like kind of cocky at sometimes. He's a mimic. He's trying to mimic other people. That's what he does. I don't know. Yeah, I think that made him so much better a villain, so much more creepy. What's that thing people say? The scariest things are when you corrupt human faces so they look slightly not human but still human. You know what I mean? You're in that weird limbo because your brain's trying to associate this thing with humans, but it's not a human. It's really weird. You know what I'm talking about? Those fucking creepypasta stupid things they got all over YouTube. That's kind of what this is. He's almost human, but he's not, and it kind of has the same effect where you're just constantly on edge whenever he's around. Arnold gets back up, knocks him in the lava, and then Arnold lowers himself in the lava because he wants to destroy all remaining things from the future so that World War III never happens, whatever. I kind of skipped over this plot, which happened a lot towards the middle hour. That was a lot of talking, where Arnold became more and more human because they switched his ship so that he could learn, and the kid was teaching him to be more human. He never became fully human or anything, but he picked up a couple human characteristics there, and at the end he decided to let himself die for the sake of the cause. I think it would have been a little more impactful, maybe, or maybe not, because what they were trying to show is that a robot didn't have to at all, but he ended up sacrificing himself for humanity. But I think it would have been cooler if he sacrificed himself to take down T-1000. They could have set it up in a way where T-1000 was right by the lava, and then Arnold just like, he has no choice but to jump in there with them and take them both down together. I get what they're trying to show, that he did it completely of his own will, but they could have maybe made it a little more. He was just kind of getting awkwardly lowered into the lava there at the end. It was weird. I don't know. They could have done that part a little bit better, maybe. I don't know, man. I'm done. The movie's amazing. It really is amazing. Even despite the slow hour in the middle, in my opinion, the first hour and the last half an hour are so damn unbelievably strong that I give the movie a light 9 out of 10. If you love action movies, if you love movies where characters have like unbelievable amounts of aura, I love these types of movies. You know, this is it. This is the movie. This is sending me down a rabbit hole now where I'm just about to watch a bunch of like John Wick-esque action movies. You know, I love John Wick 2, all 4 of them. That type of movie where it's just crazy action and a badass main character. That's what I'm about to start watching now because of this movie. So yeah, it's a great film. It really is. Hot take. Everybody found this out like 40 years ago. I'm finding it out about 45 years too late, but whatever. I'm done. I'm done. I'm gone.